We've got a few minutes left, and I just want to squeeze one last question in. I wasn't expecting that we'd get this down here in the West Country, but actually quite a lot of you asked this question. Caroline Taylor.
OK. Why spend £55.7 billion on HS2 to save 20 minutes when the South West can only dream of achieving the travel times already achieved from York to London?
Yes, so it takes about 2 hours to travel from Frome to London by train. It takes about that to get from York to London, despite it being almost twice as far away. Miata.
Really good question.
And I'm going to ask you to be brief. I'm really sorry, because we haven't got much time left.
So there isn't much point. HS2 as a scheme, I don't think is particularly viable. It's likely to cost close to 100 billion rather than the original kind of 50 billion it was supposed to cost. And in truth, in the end, the gains of HS2 will go to London. So when you look at the numbers of which part of the country will benefit the most, London benefits the most. And in an economy that is hugely skewed towards London and the South East, where we need to rebalance across the country, where we need to kind of create economic opportunities across the country, it's not clear to me that HS2 is the scheme that does that. So absolutely we need high-speed rail, absolutely we need to connect the country up, but I fear that HS2 is a scheme that answers a problem that we really don't want to be answered.
David, what do you think is going to happen to HS2? I mean, quite a few of the Tory leadership candidates now seem to be distancing themselves from it.
Yeah, no, I take the view, I will take the advice of northern civic leaders, most of them Labour, plus the Mayor of Birmingham, who's a Tory, who are very, very keen on HS2 for the exact opposite reason that Miata's just given. They think it's absolutely essential to regenerating the north. HS1 goes through and indeed stops in my constituency, so I have seen the incredible regeneration that high-speed rail can provide, and I'd like to see that in northern cities. And the point about the West Country is that you can be absolutely guaranteed that if HS2 gets cancelled, then there is never, ever going to be high-speed rail down to this part of the country.
Can I just... And
yes,
but that's the reason why the northern leaders are in favour of it, because they're worried if we don't have this scheme, we won't have anything else. If you gave them 100 billion and you said to them, what do you want to spend it on? I promise you...
OK, I need to get around the rest of the panel, or they won't get a word in.
They're not saying that.
Camilla.
Many years ago, when this project was mooted, I looked at the cost, what's called the cost-benefit analysis, and it did seem to me that the costs were a lot bigger than the benefits. And I talked to a lot of people who said, if you just fix some of the crossing points and you fix some of the junctions and you spent a lot less money in key places, especially in the north, you could get a very similar outcome. And I think what's happened is this thing has become enormous, it's become shiny vanity project, and it's running away with us, and it'd be a good time to stop it.
The man there in the white shirt, yes.
It's clear that the government wants to make more use of referendums, so I'd like to ask, when did anyone ask for HS2?
Certainly the towns are having a really rough deal. And wouldn't it be great to have a great network from Liverpool to Hull and an opportunity for my constituents in Batley not to have to change at Dewsbury to get to Manchester? We really do have a terrible service.